If churches were measured by risk, Abuna Yemata Guh would not feel like a chapel. It would feel like a challenge carved into the sky, a sacred room hidden where the earth suddenly drops away beneath your feet. In northern Ethiopia, among the sandstone towers of Tigray, a narrow path rises toward a church that seems less built than suspended. From below, it can almost disappear into the cliff that holds it. There are no grand staircases, no polished tourist entrance, and no easy road to the door. To reach this place, visitors climb by hand, foot, memory, and faith. The journey is often described as a pilgrimage before it is described as a hike. Every step changes the meaning of arrival, because the church does not simply wait at the top. It tests the body first. Abuna Yemata Guh is one of the rock-hewn churches of the Gheralta region, a landscape where stone spires rise from dry earth like the broken towers of an ancient world. The church is associated by tradition with Abuna Yemata, one of the 9 saints credited in Ethiopian Christian memory with helping spread monastic faith across the highlands. Historians and local tradition do not always speak with the same precision. Some accounts place the origins in the 5th century, others in the 6th, but the deeper truth is clear. This is a very old sacred refuge. Its position is the first mystery. Why carve a place of prayer so high on a cliff, where reaching the altar demands danger, silence, and absolute attention? One tradition says the founder wanted a chapel closer to the heavens, a place where prayer could rise without interruption from the noise of the world below. Another explanation is more strategic. In a region shaped by conflict, isolation could protect a holy place, its priests, and its sacred images from enemies and time. What remains is a church that belongs to both explanations. It is spiritual and practical, visionary and defensive, beautiful and severe. Before the climb begins, the mountain already controls the story. The sandstone does not invite. It stands upright, weathered by wind, sun, and centuries of pilgrimage. The first part of the route moves across dusty paths and open rock, where the scale of the Gheralta cliffs slowly becomes impossible to ignore. Then the path becomes steeper. Handholds appear in the stone. The body understands what the eye tried to deny. This sacred place was never meant to be approached casually. At certain points, climbers remove their shoes, not only for grip, but because the ascent becomes part of a sacred threshold. The rock itself begins to feel like a floor of prayer. Below, the land opens in silence. Villages, fields, and distant mountains fall away, while the church remains hidden, as if it refuses to reveal itself until the final moments. The danger is real, yet the atmosphere is not one of spectacle. For local worshippers, this is not an extreme attraction. It is a path that generations have learned to respect. Near the upper section, narrow ledges force the body close to the cliff. The landscape becomes immense, but the safe space underfoot becomes small. This contrast is what gives Abuna Yemata Guh its power. The world expands around you, while the path asks for humility, patience, and control. Finally, the entrance appears, cut into the rock face with almost impossible restraint. There is no monumental facade, no huge doorway announcing itself to the valley. Instead, the church hides behind its own mountain. It is not meant to dominate the landscape from outside. Its force is revealed only when you enter. Inside, the drama changes. The cliff, the wind, and the drop vanish behind stone walls, and the high chamber becomes intimate, enclosed, and unexpectedly calm. The interior is small, sacred, and dense with memory. After the exposed climb, the darkness feels protective, almost like the mountain has closed around the worshipper. Wall paintings and sacred imagery survive in the dry, protected chamber, their colors and forms preserved by the very isolation that makes the church so difficult to reach. Some paintings are often dated later than the earliest traditions of the church itself, reminding us that sacred places are rarely created in a single moment. They are layered by centuries. First a carved chamber, then worship, then images, then stories. then generations who keep returning long after the original builders are gone. The paintings show a world where theology, art, and architecture were never separate. In this room, stone becomes shelter, image becomes teaching, and altitude becomes devotion. To understand Abuna Yemata Guh, we must understand Ethiopia's older Christian landscape. This region is not a footnote to Christian history. It is one of its ancient centers. Long before many European cathedrals were imagined, communities in the Ethiopian highlands were shaping churches, manuscripts, liturgies, and sacred traditions with their own distinct identity. The Gheralta churches belong to that wider story. Some are hidden in cliffs, some are carved into rock, and many were placed where geology and faith meet in dramatic form. Rock-hewn architecture is not only a technical achievement, it changes the relationship between builder and material. The church is not assembled block by block. It is released from the mountain. That makes Abuna Yemata Guh feel older than construction. It feels as if the sanctuary was waiting inside the cliff, and human hands simply found the door. But the work would still have required skill, endurance, and planning. Carving a sacred chamber at this height meant working with danger as a constant companion. Every cut into the sandstone had to respect the mountain's weaknesses. Every surface, opening, and chamber depended on the stability of rock that had already endured immense time. The result is not massive in size, yet it is monumental in intention. Its scale is vertical, psychological, and spiritual rather than simply architectural. This is why the comparison to famous chapels is tempting, but incomplete. Abuna Yemata Guh does not overwhelm with marble, frescoed ceilings, or royal patronage. It overwhelms by asking a simpler and more frightening question. How far would you climb to enter a room of prayer? For the priests and worshippers connected to this place, the answer was not theoretical. The church remained active, not as a museum frozen in time, but as a living sacred space. That living continuity changes how we look at the cliff. It is not merely a dramatic background. It is part of the ritual geography of the church. The difficult approach slows the visitor down. It strips away haste. By the time the doorway appears, the mind has already crossed from ordinary movement into concentration. In modern travel, we often expect heritage to be accessible, mapped, simplified, and made safe. Abuna Yemata Guh resists that expectation. It reminds us that many sacred sites were never designed around comfort. They were designed around separation, from noise, from danger, from enemies, from everyday life. The higher the church rises, the more the valley below becomes part of the message. The world remains visible, but unreachable for a few moments of stillness. That stillness may be the secret the builders understood. A sacred place does not always need to be large. Sometimes it needs to be difficult to reach. Yet the story should not be reduced to danger alone. Calling it only the world's most dangerous church misses the deeper achievement of the place. The climb is unforgettable, but the climb is not the purpose. It is the threshold. The purpose is the fragile room of faith waiting beyond it. Inside that room, the paintings, the prayers, and the stone walls form a quiet argument against time. Empires changed, roads shifted, conflicts came and went. The chapel remained. Its survival depended partly on remoteness. What made Abuna Yemata Guh difficult also helped protect it, keeping its images and atmosphere away from easy damage. This is the paradox of the Cliff Church. The danger that frightens visitors today may be the same condition that preserved the sacred memory inside. And perhaps that is why the site feels so powerful on camera. Every wide shot shows risk. Every close detail shows care. Every shadow suggests a story older than certainty. The Golden Atlas is drawn to places like this because they make history physical. You do not only learn the past here, you climb toward it. You feel the height in your hands, the heat in the stone, the silence in the chamber, and the strange intimacy of standing inside a sanctuary above the open air. Abuna Yemata Guh endures because it refuses to be explained by one idea. It is a fortress, a chapel, a memory, a painting chamber, a test, and a prayer. Whether it was built to escape enemies, to reach closer to heaven, or both, the final result is the same: a sacred place where faith and fear meet at the edge of stone. From the valley floor, it may look impossible. From the entrance, it may feel dangerous. But from inside, it becomes something else entirely, a hidden world carved for belief. And long after the climb is over, the question remains suspended in the air above Tigray. What kind of faith looks at a cliff and imagines a church?